Sorry, my neck is crunchy. Your neck ever get crunchy? Shit. Hey, good morning. It's Monday Madness, and it is fucking madness. Hey, let's go straight out the fucking gate here. What's madness? What kind of craziness, idiocracy, stupidity that we're living in today? Oh, Rev Radio, you're gonna cry you missed this one. So get on by, stand by for, well, let's just say, what the fuck? Armor. That's right. Nailed Armor is making a comeback in Europe. That's right. That good old fashioned, chain link armor with nails on it, 3-inch nails. Yes. It's bad. Not too good. Yeah, when the Pakistani, has to have a nailed suit because of this goats getting raped every fucking time of the week.
Gonna be disgusted by this. A farmer from Essex decided to put chain armor with nails on his sheep. Not because there's wolves there or coyotes that are attacking the sheep, because they have suffered repeated rapes. You heard that right, okay? They suffered repeated rapes from Pakistani neighbors. This is the level of multiculturalism we have reached. We now have to protect our animals from getting sexually assaulted by migrants. This is my new eShop idea. Do it, okay? Trust me, you're gonna make money. $99.99 for chain armor for your sheep. Protect them from rapes. And the next time you're gonna go over there on a kebab place and eat lamb, make sure it was not sexually assaulted, because I wouldn't want to put any kind of meat in my mouth. What is it?
Don't you love multiculturalism in the New World Order? Well, I'm just asking, who's going to defend the sheep?
There's wolves there or coyotes that are attacking the sheep because they have suffered repeated rapes. You heard that right.
Wait a minute, okay? Here it is.
They suffered repeated rapes from Pakistani neighbors. This is the level of multiculturalism we have reached. We now have to protect our animals from getting sexually assaulted by migrants. This is my new eShop idea. Do it, okay? Trust me, you're gonna make money. $99.99
for man. Yes, that's right. Where the farmers in Essex, England, are putting nailed armor on their fucking sheep because their sheep are getting repeatedly raped by Pakistanis. Neighbors. It's okay to shoot somebody sexually assaulting an animal, okay? I believe it should be, okay? I mean, I believe that should be legal, okay? I don't know about the rest of you. Oh my gosh. Hey, yeah, isn't that just great? Hey, welcome. It's Monday Madness here in the Revolution on the Morning Show. That's right, in the morning show. Yeah, sheep in chain armor. Yeah, imagine that. What progress England has made. Yes, that's right. Speaking of England, hey, they're getting ready to put in a new prime meat in the head seat. I can't call him a prime minister. It's like dead meat. Prime meat for the idiots, okay? That's right. What's this guy's name? God, it's just I should know this right offhand, but I don't. I was just looking at it earlier, and it's in my short-term memory, but my long-term memory as well. Yeah. How long will Burnham last? That's right. Burnham has claimed that nationalization is, uh, claiming, we got to nationalize Britain, taking Britain back to the pre Maggie Thatcher iron drawers days of the 1970s. He says this will cure the country's ills. No, it won't. No, it won't. How is it going to rein in the political um, crushing that how should we say it, that Sharia law and Muslims are bringing to many communities in the UK? And the question is, how many towns have to practice Sharia law, and then you no longer have America, you no longer have the UK, you no longer have France, you no longer have Dutch law. It's absolute madness. I believe that if a mosque can throw the call to prayer out, you should be able to get yourself a big ass boom box, a couple big club speakers out there, and blast Highway to Hell every time they play it. Okay? In fact, I would be willing to bet that you can tune AI to listen for the call of prayer. And every time it hears the call of prayer, it breaks out in AC/DC's Highway to Hell. I'm just saying, okay? There's even some places in the U.S. where they're saying, "Can you stop those church bells?" Or you can't have a dog here, and it's like you can't film here because this America is over there. Fucking Pakistan, shit stain stand is right here. Yeah. Sorry, but no, it's not. And the religious and cultural discrimination that Muslims are going to push against every other person are going to make Jim Crow look like it's a nice hand job by Linda Lovelace. Okay, that's going way back there. Okay, yeah, it's a fucking sad state of affairs. Let's see where else. Meanwhile, of course, Donald Trump and the Sixth Watch of Hell, from as the eighth or ninth day of bombing. I don't know. Have we cut track? Remember that kindler, gentler war that was only going to last a few weeks is now back in full blast mode. It is said that 17 U.S. soldiers have died or been injured. I'm not sure which metric that is. Okay, in all honesty, how many were killed? I know 3 were killed. American death toll hits 17. Exactly where all those guys were, I don't know. Okay, I know they hit there's a base, a CENTCOM style base in Syria that they hit. Okay, in Jordan and on the Jordan-Syria border. In fact, the U.S. maintained it. It's like main compound, so they could go into Syria, they could go into Iraq, they could do they could go into Iran if they chose. I'm just saying, okay. So this is in the country of Jordan. But remember, the U.S. keeps this, it's like a border zone, and the U.S. keeps it like a big ass army base. And some of these people are, I imagine some are, I mean, how many contractors were killed? So, yeah. Let's see. U.S. military service was killed on Sunday during the controlled detonation of a downed Iranian drone. The Strait of Hormuz. That's right, Hormuz. It's pretty much at a standstill right now, as Iran says, "Hey, what happened? Those two tankers that blew up on the southern route. That's unsafe to go that route." Anyway, so yeah, it's the ninth day and night of strikes. So yeah, so of course they're going to retaliate because of the U.S. soldiers. Um, let's see, one was missing after an attack, and two were killed. Said unidentified remains were found Sunday evening. So listen, this is how should we say it? This is predictable. This is average. This is SOS. It's the same old shit. It's just a different day in the Middle East. Israel knows this, and Israel knew that once you opened up this can of whoop ass on Iran, that they would not collapse. Okay, I mean, let's be honest. Iran wasn't going to just collapse. Number two, the targeting of some of the targeting and the school, I believe, was intel given by Israel, not obtained by the U.S. on its own, in its own systems, but it was data information, targeted information that was handed off by Israel. So anyway, they may forgive Israel because they know Israel would bomb and murder children, but they don't know the U.S. would. But Israel just, gives the U.S. a wartime prophylactic to do damn near everything. So anyway, no immediate word from Iran on any casualties or damages from the latest set of attacks. They had attacked a bunch of cell phone and towers and communication systems the other day. Well over 100 of them. They were allegedly bombing along the coast. There was alleged bombing in where was it? In Tehran, downtown Tehran, at some big headquarters that was supposedly targeted by multiple missiles and bombs. So Bahrain, Jordan, and Kuwait are activating their defense systems as we speak right now. Drones and missiles incoming early this morning. The U.S. Embassy issued saying Iran may seek to target specific locations in central Myanmar, the capital, without elaborating. Well, yeah. But anyway, it's they had hit the Kuwaiti desalination plant twice, mostly because, well, they rely on it. That's where they get their water from. So, yeah. Iran says a nuclear site is a site under construction was hit by the U.S. military. Fighter jets and cruise missiles launched from sea. One appeared to be in a valley of a mountainous region. Often, the Guard often has missile bases and other military equipment tucked into mountain ranges. Of course. I mean, that's just, expected. I mean, the U.S. would. I mean, any military would. And you have to laugh, kind of laugh and chuckle at the U.S. military and their response. Okay. I mean, really, it's sheer crazy. And Donald Trump and other foreign leaders are like, how dare Iran? Well, let's see. How many of their leaders have you bombed to death? Okay, enough. So you do realize that you've attacked them, you've attacked their leadership, you have attacked their nation, and you're like saying, "How dare Iran attack anybody that's an ally of the U.S.?" I mean, it's farcical. It's fucking laughable. I mean, it really is. This. I laugh because this one guy, hey, they took a girl that talks about the Gaza Strip being genocide, and they brought in this fucking old man. They brought in this old man that was genocided by the Nazis, and he started telling her. He says, "Well, that Hamas is the government. The government elected them. Blah blah blah." You know what he left out? This is the whole fucking deal. They left out. This is the twist of the turn of the propaganda. Okay, that's why Israel is spending $750 million, damn near $1 billion fucking dollars, on propaganda, public relations, and everything else. Because when you murder, rape, and rob the way the Israelis do, it takes a lot of, let's just say, bullshit to smooth it over. So people say, okay, it was justified. And it's never fucking justified. This poor woman didn't know what to say. The real exact truth is you should look at the fucking man and say, well, okay, that's true. Did Israel, did the Jews supply Hamas or the Nazis with money to support the Nazis and their political system to take over the government? Because that's how Hamas got into power in the Gaza Strip. It was funded by fucking Israel. It was founded by Israel. It was funded by Israel. And guess what? It was used by Israel as some of the greatest false flags that we have ever fucking seen. These operations that turned genocide into legitimate defensive operations, as what they call in Gaza Strip. Okay, sorry, you can't give $3 million, 30 fucking million plus dollars, Bibi Netanyahu, you can't give Hamas that amount of money every fucking month, send them 3, 4, 5 million, whatever the fuck it was. Look, it's just true that Israel created Hamas to fight against the Palestinian Liberation Organization. That's the truth that nobody wants to spit out their fucking mouth, okay? Israel bought and paid for Hamas. That's all I'm saying. They're, in other words, they're complicit. Okay? It's a self-fulfilling false flag. Okay? But, yeah. So don't expect peace in the Middle East. As I have said before, it was foolish of Donald Trump to get involved with Israel and Iran. Okay, That's the truth that nobody really wants to say. All right. Donald Trump was literally lured in by international neocons to what's the best way to say it? To start another forever war, another 20-year plus war, to literally destroy the U.S. Treasury and to destroy the U.S. dollar. I think that's another reason why Donald Trump has gone on this, oil binge around the world to control oil, believing falsely today, believing that the oil petrodollar is, it's the best way to say it, is kind of the banking standards, and it's not anymore. Okay, Donald Trump is, I hate to say it, he's like a lot of gold bugs. They're humping the last commodity. They have a belief and faith in that commodity, and a petrodollar, okay, blah blah blah. Now, we don't know if Donald Trump has gotten, had gotten working orders from Jeffrey Epstein and the Mossad, the Rothschild, banking kind of cartel industry that that runs that. There's a woman that is works for Microsoft now. She was a former FBI agent who literally withheld information from Donald Trump as president, and had made a comment and sent a text that had been, or an email that has been found, that has said, hell, I'm manipulating so much information that I'm essentially running a shadow government. Yeah, some FBI wanker. Okay. And, it's like, really? They have this evidence, and they haven't jacked this bitch up yet. I mean, and this, if you want to know what's wrong with our retarded fucking government, right here it is. Okay. Right here it is. Right here it is. You have a literal admission by email that she's withholding information about what 2020 election interference. Okay, this FBI agent. All right, if she shouldn't, if she isn't charged with sedition, what the fuck is the matter with people? I mean, let's be honest. Okay. So, yeah, it is. It's a lot of shit going down. These what we have going on here is it's a conspiracy against the government, against the president, against Trump. So yeah, I was trying to find. I got some clips from some of that. Yeah, and it is. There's a bunch of stuff going down, as I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right. General Flynn has called, has essentially called for, the arrest of James Comey and the FBI and these other peoples. So yeah, I don't think this is the clip I was looking for, but we can play this clip while I look for the other one. How's that sound? Because listen, the conspiracy, tomorrow's Trump assassination files. And so it's the stuff is finally kind of breaking loose.
At least raw are these summary reports of their best raw intelligence that they believe Very sensitive stuff. It identifies who's listening and who they're listening to and what they're doing and what they're intercepting. We kept all of the content things that, available for the public that would help you understand the story that the NSA had gotten from the intercepts without saying that they're listening to this guy on this date or at this station or using this technology. Now, there is some stuff about voter data breaches involving other databases, particularly that one that shows the 220 million. We're working with the intelligence agencies to get that unredacted because there's some other big data breaches that we should also be secured about that aren't even election related, but they affect our safety and our well-being, and we're working to get those things. So I think that version will get unredacted. Everything else in those NSA intercepts are all about, we were listening to this guy at this time, at this post, using this technology. That's not the stuff we want to give our enemies.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Meanwhile, let me close that clip. Meanwhile, I got my other clip here. I found it. Okay. And this is Stephen Miller laying out for, what really happened. And what really happened. And, listen, you're going to, people that have not been paying attention, people that don't listen to my Tuesday night Trump Assassination Files show. Okay. If you don't listen to this stuff, well, it's at your own fault.
President Trump remains the single greatest hoax and the greatest assault on our democracy in the history of this country. There's no comparison. There's no parallel to anything else. It was a coup. And I'm using that term literally. It was a coup to overthrow a democratically elected government, a coup carried out by the intelligence apparatus of this country, by the deep state, by Hillary Clinton and the Democrat Party. The new information that has been revealed by the Director of National Intelligence and by the FBI eliminates any scintilla of doubt about the intention, the premeditation, the planning and orchestration of this conspiracy. It meets all of the criminal elements of a seditious conspiracy against the United States. It meets the criminal elements of an insurrection. It meets the criminal elements of a conspiracy against the government and the criminal elements of a conspiracy to deprive citizens of their civil rights under color of law. One egregious felony after another. And because it is a conspiracy, as demonstrated by the forethought of realizing and documenting that they understood that this was fake from the beginning, meeting the mens rea standard in law. Because of that, because it is a conspiracy, every single individual actor is now part of that conspiracy. So that includes Brennan and Clapper and Comey and folks against.
I had a clip in here somewhere of General Flynn. General Flynn going completely spazzing out. Nail the motherfuckers to the wall. I want the fucking bastards in prison now and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, God, dude, where in the fuck you been? I mean, you got rag fucked by the court system, and by the DOJ. Where in the hell do people think, is there going to be real justice? Can there be real justice without taking down the government? I don't think so. I don't think Democrats and Republicans are going to let their friends on the other sides of the fence literally go to fucking prison. We all know what's going to fucking happen. It's going to be like Bob Mendez. Bob Mendez is throwing fucking gold bars to his fucking wife, taking them right from the fucking Bastards Incorporated or whoever else he could get to bribe him, right? Now Bob Mendez, I think, and his wife have started in Club Fed, doing their time over in Club Fed, a cozy prison. But truth is, no prison is cozy. I guess unless you're in Scandinavia or Norway or someplace, Oh, maybe California. California spent how many? $500 million? 500 million or 180 million? I don't know how many it was, to get tablets, high-end tablets for all of the inmates in the California penal system. Yeah, so there you go. Okay, even guys on and women on death row get a tablet with, I guess with prison Wi-Fi. Yeah. Hey, welcome to America. Hey, be aware. Okay, be aware. You should be. Hopefully, you are. The rain across the south, from the in the south. Kind of the panhandles down there, the end of the tip of Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, into Louisiana, into Texas. Tropical storm forming. And, well, it's on the way, I guess is what I would say. Expected to hit the tip of Louisiana, right directly south of Mississippi on Wednesday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, making landfall then. Okay. So if you're down in that area, if you're going to see the sunny beaches, just be aware there's going to be a lot of tide and a lot of waves and a lot of wind, and so maximum sustained winds, I guess, are 35 miles an hour right now. Tropical depression number 2 is in the house. So get ready. I guess they'll know. They don't say it turns into a hurricane at all, but they are expecting 8 to 10 inches, maybe a foot of rain. And that's not good. Missouri is still reeling from floods. Kentucky, there were massive. There were downbursts, outbursts of whatever kind of shit and downpours they're getting. I still don't think that those are normal for some reason. I mean, I just these sudden deluges of a storm that's going along, and then all of a sudden it literally drops massive amounts of rain where it hasn't dumped like that before, if that makes any sense. And yeah, I just think it's something magnetically wrong with the ionosphere and the magnetic system here on Earth. That's my theory. I'm not sticking to it. It's just just something I'm putting out there. Maybe it's because of certain mineral deposits and the magnetics of the Earth. But who knows, with all of the electromagnetic terraforming that we're living in today, this soup bowl of electromagnetic radiation and radio waves and everything else. We are electromagnetic flesh balls. So truth is, that has to affect us. Maybe that's another thing that is creating a pacified humanity today. Unless you come from deep Arab, some deep African strain of human or something. Sounds crazy, but I can't say it's not true. So, anyway, they expect this storm to go into kind of middle of Texas when it gets down there. It'd be so watch the rain. And if you live near where it floods and it floods, start moving your shit now. I'm just saying. And that would really suck because it's like moving every fucking time you get it. Well, hold on, folks. Taylor Farms. That's right, Taylor Farms, a family-owned farm in Mexico, U.S. lettuce supplier, expanded its recall, voluntary recall on iceberg lettuce from central Mexico. due to concerns over its direct links now to the cyclospora parasite outbreak affecting Americans. The real question most Americans want to know is, how do they know if it's the regular Taco Bell explosive diarrhea, or is it the cyclospora ass blaster from Taco Bell? That's the question that ends everybody's minds, and inquiring people want to know. I guess it would be how much it persists afterwards, right? I mean, if it goes on for more than it takes the time for that Taco Bell to blast through your system, oh, yeah. I mean, hey, after all, Taco Bell, I mean, hey, where else can you get food in a tube? It's like a giant caulk gun. I'm just saying. God bless America. But states that were potentially contaminated lettuce was sent: Alabama, Arkansas, Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Michigan, Missouri, Mississippi, North Carolina. Yeah, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, and Wisconsin. Well, truth is, I haven't bought any lettuce products recently. Bought some tomatoes. Yeah, some local grown tomatoes. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, be aware, man. I am telling you, it's a crazy, crazy time out here, man. I am telling you. Alex Jones says, I was right again. And this is seriously fucked up. Declassified U.S. government documents now confirm that the CIA developed Lyme disease, weaponized from syphilis. Okay, so if you have Lyme disease, you effectively have a variation, a mutation of syphilis. That's just fucked up. And I guess I can see the parallels in a way. I'm just being honest. I can see the parallels because a lot of people that get Lyme disease get rheumatoid arthritis type stuff with bone deformities, and they're I mean, really fucked up shit happens to their bones. That's the same thing that they said happened during the Tuskegee experiments, when the Rosenthal Foundation passed off that Tuskegee experiments with syphilis, and let it just go in humans. And this is just, and understand that people think that our government wouldn't do shit like this to us today. Really? What? Fucking COVID, as we know it today, developed in North Carolina, sent to weaponized and sent to where? Wuhan, fucking China? And then essentially either leaked or released, or just a plain fucking retarded the lowest bid got the job. And now look at people. But Alex Jones, here's a clip from Alex Jones. And man, it's seriously fucked up shit.
Lyme disease at Plum Island off New York with Nazi scientists in the 1950s and purposely released the ticks. I told you that 30 years ago with scientists. We already had documents. Now it's totally confirmed. What type of government pulls crap like that? You know how many people I know who had their lives devastated by Lyme disease? It's tick-borne syphilis. That's what it is. They just don't freak you out when they tell you that. Eat your joints, eat your organs, eat your brain. It's weaponized syphilis. Yeah, you don't just get syphilis in the old days from a prostitute. You get rot holes all over your body and bloody holes in your hands. That's the old-fashioned one. Lyme disease is weaponized, so it doesn't show up on the surface as much. It shows up internally. Yep, got the declassification right here. If you think the government was evil back then, or compartmentalized groups of it, imagine how evil it is now. All over the Western world, they're bringing in government force.
Understand that today, there are 3 known mutations of so-called Lyme disease. Okay. So way to go, Alex. Of course, look, these things are so surreal to normies, okay, that they could never imagine that their fucking government would do this or their government would do that. And we're talking about, parts of the government that are like shadow agencies and all the fucking shit that they do, okay? Like here where I'm living in Franklin County, Virginia, there's a big uproar about these data centers that they want to bring in. And they're not, listen, the Board of Supervisors and the planning commissions and stuff, they aren't telling anybody a fucking soul about the real plans that is going on. They've been in negotiations for upwards of 2 to 3 years with companies to bring in not 1 but 2 AI data centers to Franklin County. The truth is, our naive country Board of Supervisors for our county, countrified folk, okay, they were groomed into a certain set of thinking and a certain set of ideas. And, the other part of that is they were brought along. You have all these fucking planning commissions now. You have your local planning commission, then you have a regional planning commission, and then you have, a bigger region plan, and then you have an area planning commission. It's literally the structured down style of thinking and ideas to bring in, I call it, and bring in Northern Virginia, the technocratic crap, to bring it literally down here into the countryside. And, just not no, but fuck no. Okay. We don't want to live like Northern Virginia. We don't want to be Northern Virginia. But they're putting out these models, just like Democrats and Republicans sponsor these model legislations that all of these different groups, whether it be the medical system, whether it be technology, whether it be data centers, it doesn't really matter. Industries, some of them, but most industries aren't relocating to the United States. They want cheap foreign labor until they can have robots. Until they can have full-time robots here in the United States, then they'll come back. Okay? I'm just saying. I mean, who in the fuck wants to hire a pain-in-the-ass employee when you look at people today? Listen, I'm just being honest, okay? I'm just being the one, I'm like the kid that points and says, look, the emperor's naked. He butt fuck naked, man, look. Trump's been naked for months and he doesn't even know it, okay? That's a sad state of affairs that we live with here in the United States of America, okay? Oh, gosh. And remember, what is top secret and what is high tech, what is the cutting edge of high tech, the most normies don't see. Most normies see these little robot dogs. They see these doofy little, hip hop robots. Did you catch the robot fighting clip that's going around? Where in China, they literally have standalone droid robots slug it out. Okay. These things were doing roundhouse kicks. That's how it knocked the one robot's head off. Like, really? Look, rock'em sock'em robots. It's real today. Hey, did you have that when you were a kid? If you did, you had a pretty good childhood, I guess. Oh, my God. Anyway, it's more lunacy than you can believe. Europe's heat wave is becoming a real energy crisis. Why? Because they can't cool their nuclear power plants. That's right. The river levels are dropping so low because of the drought that is literally permeating across all of Europe, that barges and ships going up and down the Rhine and other major rivers are literally, some places they're at a standstill. And so at the same time, they need this water to cool their nuclear power plants. And, if they can only run them at like 40% in France. So, yeah, understand what's, there's a lot of different shit that's going down, and it's going, well, sideways. I don't know if it's good or bad. The Western nuclear industry bouncing back, with literally large and small nuclear reactor designs and plans, and trying to get the projects moving forward. Once you start something that big, you can't stop it. One of the things that there's a war right now, of course. There's always going to be another war, another distraction to keep we the people occupied. Right now, there is a major revolt going on against data centers. Okay. Now, some of these data centers, they have quit talking about how much water they're going to need during operation. They say they can't really tell you that until they start operating. Okay. And, it's like we can't tell you how much electricity we're going to pull. We can't tell you how much power, how much water that we're going to pull out of the ground or put into the sewer systems. And, the real question is, will these data centers act as incubators for diseases and epidemics? That sounds crazy, doesn't it? Well, Legionnaire's disease, where did that develop? That developed in what? In air conditioner cooling towers in, a hotel in Philadelphia. Okay, and a bunch of Legionnaires, former military people going there, got sick and died. They just found they just found several dozen hotels or businesses and buildings in New York City that were having a small Legionnaire's disease outbreak there. But they're having an outbreak of every fucking thing in New York City right now. So, hey, just roll with it, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, it's crazy. A judge strikes down a race-based provision in a Biden-era internet access grant system. That's right. I mean, can you believe this shit? Can you believe this? Democrats are so racist that the act signed by Joe Biden in 2021 to close digital gaps was unconstitutional because it was race-based, okay? Listen, these people that are demanding race-based privileges. That's what it is. It's race-based privileges. It's equality, baby. I mean, let's be honest, okay? These fucking people are stupid, okay? Donald Trump halted the competitive grant program authorized under the Digital Equity Act, saying it was unconstitutional. It allocated federal funding based on race. And, as I said, people shouldn't get privilege. What some dumb white boy did, I think he should get near the same sentence as some dumbass black kid did. Okay. And it depends on how many times they've been dumbasses and done stupid shit that they're going to prison for. All right. Listen, we can't just literally let people out. Where was it? There was a guy that raped a woman and he only did like 5 months in fucking jail. I mean, for aggravated rape. And I'm like, God, this woman should get a gun. And he comes within, 5 feet of her, he needs to blast her ass, blast him away. And give him permanent probation. Yeah. Anyway, it's sheer crazy, this world that we're living in now. Democrats are dismissing the Constitution, I should say, as nostalgia, okay, as constitutional traditions, are, being, thrown out the door, because, well, we need radical change. Yeah. Anyway. Remember, these aren't the first times. We had Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Wasn't the court packed on back there sometime during that time? It went from 7 to 9 or whatever the fuck it was. Yeah. Remember, Democrats will always claim that their efforts to strengthen democracy by literally rigging and destroying democracy in favor of themselves is only temporary. Socialism, embrace socialism. It's only temporary. Okay. There's no such thing as a temporary government program. That's why we shouldn't have all of these government programs that we have. Okay. Democrats have already tried. And, this is another thing with the SAVE Act. Okay. The SAVE Act is still out there floating in the wind. All right. I don't know if they're going to squeeze it in with the NDAA, the National Defense is IAA, National Defense Israeli Authorization Act, that these fucking idiots want to push, or another piece of legislation. Now, it was alleged or rumored that the House of Representatives said, well, if the Senate doesn't want to pass that, we'll attach the SAVE Act to every piece of legislation that we send to the U.S. House of Representatives or sends to the U.S. Senate. And, well, man, I mean, really? Okay. It's idiocracy. Okay. It is. It's just blown in the face fucking stupidity. All right. What we have, so the truth is Democrats imported 25 million illegal immigrants so they could rack and pack and stack and gerrymander the country, so they could have permanent national control. So, yeah. The U.S. Supreme Court, of course, overruled Hawaii's Supreme Court the other day. The opinion by Justice Todd Edens is devoid of judicial restraint and decorum. This week, the Hawaii Supreme Court issued a truly shocking opinion that unleashed a torrent of rage, recrimination against the majority of the U.S. Supreme Court, suggesting that they were de facto racists. The case itself is an issue of the admissibility of evidence at a trial, which the court found denied the defendant a fair trial due to later scientific developments. The issue raises some interesting questions about the standard that applies to such challenges. Bump, ba-dum, bump. Talking about a false evidence standard applied under the state constitution when prosecutors knowingly present untrue testimony, withholding all that is required, that there is a reasonable possibility that the challenged evidence influenced the vote of any juror. What the legal double-speaking bullshit is that? Well, we can lie on stand, we can put untrue testimony into the record and call it, well, possible, maybe, even though we know it's not true. I don't believe that the prosecutor should have that ability. The defense can throw up any defense they choose. They can throw shit against the wall. The prosecutor cannot. Just another way that our system is, well, bunk. We'll be right back on Rev Radio, that is. Ain't that some fucking shit? This is over at jonathanturley.org. So, yeah, it's asinine if you ask me. Let's see. Justice Edens and his colleagues are not declaring a judicial insurrection, but rather a form of passive aggression, a pledge to minimize any orders from the court as driven by agenda and intent of swiping power that belongs to the people. Yeah, the power of the people to lie and commit perjury in court. Just don't think that that's a hill that the Hawaii Supreme Court should be calling it out on the hill on, I'm just saying, what the fuck is wrong with people? People are fucked up in the head, ain't they? What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with people? I mean, that's a question we have to ask, right? Israel, $45 million in AI text messaging inside Israel's attempt. That's included in the $700 million plus that they spend on propaganda every year. Yeah, imagine that. You're so genocided. You're so slaughtered. That you have to spend almost $1 billion on fucking propaganda. Oh, I feel so aggrieved. I'm such the victimized. My ass. You doing the victimizing. Judge dismisses the Department of Justice's New Mexico voter data request. That's right. And a judge said, look, you cannot look at all of the secret information, the social security numbers, and or the personal identification of these individuals. No, you can't. We can't give it to you. They can't give it to us. Imagine that. Probably because New Mexico, like many other states, has so much inaccurate shit on their ledgers, their voter ledgers. I call you can call them poll books. I call them a ledger. Okay, they have so many false entries in those voter data records. It's not fucking funny. And New Mexico isn't going to clean it up. Okay, none of these states are going to clean it up. Okay. There really wasn't a question about cheating in the 2020 election, was there? I mean, do you think there was? I mean, really? I mean, fucking Hillary Clinton and these motherfuckers should have gone to prison 5 to 7 years ago. But Joe Biden was president. Joe Biden and the Democrats controlled what? Controlled the Department of Justice, controlled the FBI, the CIA. They were all embedded together along with the media. I think it's pretty fucking, obvious.
1/3. So, if we're all in agreement that it is incorrect to say the 2020 election was stolen, what about the 2016 election? Look, I'm not going to go back into history.
It was a stolen election.
It was stolen.
Stolen. He's an illegitimate president. He's an illegitimate president.
Pretending to be president.
Why do you think the president is going to such great lengths to essentially prove that he beat you?
Because he didn't.
1/3 of Clinton supporters say Trump election is not legitimate.
I think he's an illegitimate president that didn't really win.
You are absolutely right. You can run the best campaign. You can even become the nominee. And you can have the election stolen from you. Didn't.
1/3. So, if we're all in agreement that it is incorrect to say the 2020.
And the truth will set you free. Hey, welcome back, Revolution Radio. Hope you enjoyed those promotions. Don't forget, join revolution.radio. Go over there and get on the Discord server and join the family to find truth. That's the real basis of why Revolution Radio exists. It exists to cut through the media propaganda wall and get to the truth. Okay? So, yeah, it's crazy. Wow, there's a first J.D. Vance. That's right, J.D. Vance, the first sitting vice president in modern history to welcome a kid into this world while he was in office. Well, imagine that. I guess he had time to make sure that the swimmer meets the egg. All right. Way to stay in the trenches there, JD. Bad, Mitchell. Hey, welcome back, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Hey, did you hear about those Democrat retards of America? I mean, the Democrat socialist retards of America. Yeah, they said, hey, we got a whole new platform out there. Yeah, for social Marxism. Yeah, I mean, you could be a Democrat socialist moron. That's right. So Marxist morons is the MSM crew is now forming. Alexander Ocasio-Cortez and company are, well, yeah, they're right there in the forefront of it. And everybody is saying, what the fuck? Yeah, meanwhile, Alexander Ocasio-Cortez channels Obama's hope and change message. And everybody knows that when it comes to Democrats running their fucking pie hole, it's hopeless change. And the only change you get back is a few cents out of a motherfucking dollar. Well, at this stage, you probably give them a 10 spot. You might get a 50 center back. Yeah. The fucking nut job motherfuckers. Meanwhile, the first crackhead agent, Hunter Biden, says, he says, I'm really kinky I'm getting a kinky vibe from Ted Cruz. It may be gay, it may not be gay. All right, Hunter Biden, way to go, man. Yeah, I think that's a pretty snazzy idea. You know, I think it's before. Oh man, they got advertisement everywhere. Advertisements. Yeah, I mean, trigger here, trigger there. They sons of bitches. Okay, let's hit skip. And so, listen, the first crackhead agent man. Um, and his daddy, the CIA puppet fucking president, okay? The CIA puppet vice president, all right? The question is, it was Joe Biden owned and operated by the crack in America, motherfuckers. Maybe the question should be, did they supply his son with fucking drugs? Was the crack in America? Was the CIA bringing in the fucking goods? Was Ollie North back on the fucking trail again in Honduras and South America? Yes, bringing the best smack and the best fucking coke that they could find to drop off for their first crackhead agent, Hunter Biden's? We have to ask that, man. Yeah. I mean, can you believe this dirty rat bastard? Yeah, Hunter Biden. Yeah, Hunter Biden's a dirty rat bastard. Oh, everybody likes my new shirt. Oh yeah, it's my neighbor gave me that for my birthday. So you know, I don't get mad. I just wake and bake. So I'm not mad the rest of the day. Oh, it works. Here's the first crackhead of America. Oh God.
Cases. It's the closetocracy, as I call it. It is, and I'm being totally serious. And I can do a list true. because I don't know these to be true at all. But let's start with the laptop that I want to see. We'll begin with Josh Hawley.
Josh Hawley. Well, yeah. Here's interesting. Here is his.
Can we do more than 3?
I mean, listen. This is the first crackhead return. Okay. I mean, really. I mean, the truth is that Hunter Biden should be called in front of fucking Congress and should be forced to testify now that he supposedly has, well, you know, what do they call that thing? Immunity. And he can't plead the fifth, supposedly, but, you know, he can always say, well, I don't remember. I'm a drug addict. I don't remember. I had my face stuck in some woman's pussy. I don't remember. I was too busy cutting up crack for my fucking hose. I was busy. And you know, the thing is, Hunter Biden has immunity from his daddy of what? Human trafficking, drug trafficking, sex slave trafficking, probably. There's no fucking doubt this motherfucker is a piece of fucking shit. And they roll this fucking first crackhead out here. You know why? Because they're out of fucking money. That's why the Biden family is trying to fucking hold on, to squeeze on to any of the fucking sunlight that is setting on the Biden crime family enterprise. Okay? They will go down in history as some of the worst fucking grifting scumbags in American history. That's my belief of what will happen when the truth comes out about the first agent pedo Joe and his crackhead fucking family, or I said his crackhead fucking son and the other parts of the lion fucking family that literally worked for the intelligence services. They get contracts to $100 million to build a school. Doesn't even have a fucking roof in Afghanistan. Okay. You know, just, enough. Okay. Hillary fucking Clinton's baby, Chelsea. Yeah. You know, the one they had to tie a stake around her neck to get the fucking dog to play with her. Yeah, poor Chelsea Clinton, so fucking dog bone ugly. I mean, she spent, they invoiced out averaging $14,000 per meal that the Hillary Clinton's charity provided people in Africa with a meal. That meal, each meal that they sent, and they put it over 10,000 meals. Oh my God! But the meals, it was 25,000 meals. It doesn't really matter, does it? $14,000 to deliver a fucking meal to Africa. And we're not supposed to be outraged, and we're not supposed to wonder how and why 80%, 1.6 billion fucking dollars that Hillary Clinton got, that she spread around Washington, D.C. We wonder why the people in Haiti never saw it. So, yeah. It is rumored, it is said that the Somalis in Springfield, Ohio, not Somalis, excuse me, I hate to, confuse one shit world with the other, Haitians, that the Haitians have abandoned and have left Springfield, Ohio. That is rumored, I don't know if it's true or not, it is said that they have gone back to Haiti. I honestly, I don't believe that. I think 80% just moved to another liberal state or to a more liberal state that will protect them in perpetuity, okay? Being illegal, former whatever refugee illegals. So it's just fucked up, okay? There's a woman attacked a teenager on the boardwalk in Atlantic City. Is that where it was, or someplace like that? And she had a mega pants on and a shirt or something, and this woman from Canada attacked her. This illegal immigrant bitch. Yeah, illegal immigrant bitch that came here and she literally looks like a flaming liberal that needs to go the fuck home. Okay, she's going to be deported. Okay, now she overstayed her stay, and I have talked about this again and again and again. While everybody was talking about the 25 million illegal immigrants that Joe Biden let in across the border, okay? On average, in a year in the United States, 800,000 people overstay their visas. Now, not everybody overstays for eternities, okay? I mean, some people, it may be a week. Some people, it may be a month. There's some people, then they leave, okay? But what happens is that many people just come and stay, and they blend in with the fabric. Now, I guess this woman met a guy, got pregnant, blah, 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 and now she's going to be deported. And, the families, and they're saying they're broke and kids, and they don't have any money. And, it's a fucked up thing. If I don't have any money, I can't afford to go on vacation. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but, I can't afford to put my vacay on, on a credit card. Okay. I'm paying for now. Anyway, so she's getting deported. But think about that and understand how many people literally overstay their visas. That might only be 80,000 a year, but after 10 years, that's 800,000. That's 1 million people plus head. I mean, it's crazy. So anyway, what else we got going on here? I don't watch it, but football, aka soccer. Spain took the World Cup, and if they did it in California, that was a monumental mistake, because the IRS and the way California structures taxes, it's a messy thing. Okay, and it's not like, remember, in some Scandinavian countries, they take 60+% of your money out of your check. Okay, but your health care and some other things are taken care of. I want my freedom. I don't want to give government my money so they can give it to other people to sit on their fucking ass. I don't know about the rest of you, but that's how I feel about it. So what else we got going on here? Mediators float a 10-day ceasefire as Peshkin tells citizens in Iran is engaged in full-scale war. Tehran says open to diplomacy, but will continue self-defense. Yeah, I mean, isn't that idiotic, right? You're not supposed to have any self-defense when it comes to the U.S. or Israel bombing and murdering your citizens. Sorry, a bunch of genocidal fucks is what it is. What else we got going on here? Tungsten miner soars after billionaire Forrest takes a 17% stake. Yeah, it's crazy. U.S. agencies miss the Genius Act deadline, extending stable coin uncertainty. U.S. Cryptocurrency stable coin, where there are already tens of billions of dollars in bad assets, have been moved into stable coin. Okay, so implementing regulations by the Genius Act's 1-year deadline, issuing 10 proposed rules instead. So they were supposed to regulate it. They were supposed to set it up, but they said, well, what about these rules? Sounds like somebody's trying to slow walk something. Really does. Yeah, idiocracy on steroids. Large reactor fleet owner backs shipyard prefab model. Gas to a nuclear plant. Constellation covered existing power startups, restarts, upgrades. Now they're looking at so-called greenfield projects. They're going to try to take existing power plants and reconfigure them to be nuclear power plants, by building modular reactors that can be moved into place. So it's crazy. China building a system to track asteroids that could potentially smash into Earth. China building a system to track missiles that could potentially impact China or their allies. There, I rephrased the headline for you. It's more accurate this way. Yeah. Life like female androids are available. We have sex doll industry for the look and the feel and the facial actions and stuff for some of these bots and droids. Okay, imagine those coupled with with a more lifelike android. I think pretty soon, artificial skin covering machine is it's probable. I wouldn't even go outside of possible. It's probable. It's expected. So yeah. Taiwan's president ratchets up anti-China rhetoric in a party speech, says we must resist the red terror of Beijing. We must never become China's Taiwan. The truth is that China will eventually either go to war, or if they can't have a what do you want to call it? A timed takeover of some type of changeover, of government maintaining such and such, like they were supposed to in, what was that place called? Hong Kong? Was it Hong Kong or Shanghai? I'm not sure which. I think it was Hong Kong with the British. And, it's supposed to be like a 50-year or whatever plan. But after 15 or 20 years, the Chinese just moved in, cracked heads, and instituted Chinese, nationalist, communist party rule. Trump endorses Lindsey Graham's sister for the full term, shattering expectations of a short stay. Somebody said, following Lord Lindsey's passing, Darlene, Duchess of Charleston, is ascending to the high chamber. I think that's a good description of this. I'm sorry, there should be a vote. There should be an election. That's all I'm saying. Question, will there be or won't there be? I don't know. Mandami's New York West Side homeless encampment is now stretching 12 blocks. They've tapped into city power poles and are now, running their own gadgets. I bet it won't be too long. Street vendors will have their own power supply. Just saying, okay? Well, yeah, hey, get ready, man. Somebody's barbecuing. Not me. This is government barbecue. You know what government barbecue is? Just blowing smoke up your ass, right? U.S. House Oversight Committee recently hosted a hearing exploring the myriad perversions, lacerines, and conflicts of interest in the administration. Of course, in the SNAP food program. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with people? We have so-called industry experts. A selected expert witness for a hearing in a diverse pharmaceutical and big food industry cutout operation. An NGO, an anti-hunger advocate, self-described food security expert, Gina Platanino, an innocuous sounding food from the Food Research and Action Center. That's right. She said, look, it's about food security. Yeah. Soda, Coca-Cola. That's right. That poor people need Coca-Cola to survive. That's right. Yes, it's because some of them have low blood sugar or kidney issues. So they should get food stamps so they can buy Coca-Cola. Is that the same thing as giving food stamps to a diabetic and giving them Coca-Cola? Because I saw it already. I watched poor Eddie Henniger, man. His blood sugar was bonkers, man. It was over 300. I thought he was going to pass out, and he was already irritable and everything else to start with because he was a Vietnam vet, Agent Orange, and who else knows what fucked him up over there. But he'd hammer down 3 or 4 Coca-Colas, knowing that he had sugar diabetes real bad and he couldn't control it. And anyway, I just, what the fuck is wrong with people? Okay. She says that what kind of when Plato Nino was asked about about specifics, she says, "Oh, I can't. I don't know. I'm not a physician." When asked what was nutritional about Coca-Cola, she said she's not a nutritionist, a food security expert. Does your money take organization from companies that profit from food stamps? Does General Mills fund your organizations? I don't have access to that information right now, she said. Look, it's a fucking woman that's basically a lobbyist for fucking Coca-Cola, sitting in front of fucking Congress, telling Congress that, oh, well, poor people need Coca-Cola to buy it from food stamps because they have diabetes. Or, get the fuck out of here, okay? It's... what was she's essentially telling people on food stamps? They're foobarred. They're fucked up beyond all recognition. That they fucking you eat. And maybe it's the reason why people are diabetic. Maybe it's the reason that the food pyramid is a hollow fucking shell of nothing today. Okay, and that the real food pyramid was inversed. That you shouldn't be eating so many grains. You shouldn't be eating so many processed oils. You should be eating fucking meat. That's the truth that nobody wants to say. That you should be, have a big, fat, juicy hamburger, cheeseburger, whichever you choose. Big old steak. I got to go up again. We had bought some ribeye steaks. They had T-bones, but they had some ribeyes for the same price. I said, oh, I want ribeyes. Even though, if you get I look for the big T-bone. You ever see a big T-bone steak? It's got the bone, right? The T-bone in it. Where remember that inside portion, if it's big enough, it's more like a porterhouse steak than a fucking T-bone. But that inside loin, oh God, that stuff. Yeah, I get tear it apart with my tongue. So yeah, I'll probably go down and buy some more steaks today. Now they are on sale. I said on sale. They're $11 a pound, maybe 11 to $12 a pound. So I'm buying at least 2 pounds with 3 steaks, and 2 pounds, But yeah, I don't have any more charcoal for the grill. Oh my. Horrible. I might have to pan fry it. Yeah, I can pan fry it in butter. Damn it. I got part of a T-bone. I got part of a steak left in there. I'm going to probably cook it and after the show here. Yeah, really, $1,000 in food stamps a month to people's. Wow. And people wonder why people are complaining and bitching about the fucking program being wholly fucked up. I've seen people do that. I've seen people go out and buy the steaks and then sell them. Also saw some of the same people after they ran out of their food stamps, run out and stuff the steaks down their pants, run out the store, and then sell them. There's just so much fraud. Everything. What the fuck is it? I have to ask you guys. What the fuck is it? Is it lack of accountability? Is it lack of real rehabilitation? Is it lack of people just not getting caught? With all of the fucking fraud and the stupid shit that people do today. I mean, Michigan, the state of motherfucking Michigan, up there in Gretchen Whitmer, a fucking weirdo, crazy fucking land. Okay. They just I don't see it here. Must have missed across it. Anyway, they were making some announcements, where they were making great progress in Michigan getting ghost workers off the fucking rolls. I want to physically know if those if that 3,000 more people have been identified. Another 300 had been removed. I think 2,500 others had already been removed. Ghost workers that are on the systems. Now, the question is, do those people vote? Does that ghost worker vote for, that ghost worker for the state of Michigan? Where they say, oh, yeah, we're going to take another 3,000 motherfuckers off the thing. 3,000. It's pretty fucked up. That's what I'll say. Okay. The New York Times asked the court to throw out subpoenas of its reporters, saying it's essentially a witch hunt, an attack on the First Amendment. With the CIA and the New York Times essentially being, the bastard brothers and sisters of the conspiracies, of the New World Order conspiracies. I don't think they should be, but that's me. Okay. Meanwhile, the main Democratic Senate debate to replace Graham Plattner went, well, let's just say it went fucking sideways. Okay. It went from what the fuck is wrong with people? I think that is the question that has to be asked, is what the fuck is wrong? Because stupid on steroids is, well, let's just say it's crazy. Okay. The supposed new candidate to replace Graham Plattner is, well, let's just say it's enlightening. Okay. The one chosen, the person chosen to replace Graham Plattner at this point, said, I believe it's called pork bellying, by cut out the pork belly from all the bills to make sure that we save a lot of money. Well, that makes a lot of sense, but you have to understand that that the supposed person that won it and is going to allegedly be the new candidate in Maine, that trans guy, the most amusing candidate, Ashley Webb, trans identifying man, qualifications for the U.S. Senate, objectively, well, dubious. Anyway, so yeah. Also said that he menstruates through his colon, every month. The power of the mind. Power of the mind can convince people, transsexual people, to change their sex. That I believe, this MK Ultra media, this MK Ultra brainwashing. How about the MK Ultra educational indoctrination system that we have today, where they're literally inducting kindergarten children into transism, into transsexualism, into transhumanism. There must be a reason that they're developing this split, this trans idea in humanity by literally, by sexually confused, mentally ill individuals, okay? There's a reason because, well, people that got those mRNA clot shots, they are transhumanoids today. They don't know it yet. They don't realize it yet, but there will be specific tests that developed for people, and there will be different blood banks, people that have had COVID or have had the COVID shots, I should say, because the COVID itself really didn't kill anybody. It's a sad state of affairs, okay? And, as I said before, it's, it's kind of weird and strange that right now at a specific time when we're starting to see this hockey stick growth of rapid onset of cancers, okay? These turbo cancers, these massive heart problems, and 20% of our fucking young people all go back to the mRNA clot shot, okay? As I said before, I'm just surprised, Donald Trump, and Donald Trump has yet to literally, declare Dr. Fauci persona non grata. Okay, he should. Dr. Fauci should go be taken to a Gitmo for his own safety. Okay, because these people are going to kill Dr. Fauci. The CIA is. Dr. Fauci is going to get hit with the heart attack gun, or he'll have a stroke or something along the way. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure they have they have a poison that they can, slip someone into dementia with. Doesn't surprise me at all. But Donald Trump needs to wake the fuck up and declare while he's on whatever, okay. Wow. Qatar Air Force One taken out of service to be maxed out. Hey, maybe they can give it to the congressmen and let them use it. Cory Booker and all the rest of them, when they blow up on it, then nobody will care too much. I mean, really. But anyway, Houthis in Yemen declare maritime embargo of Saudi Arabia. Oil price surges. I guess I have to go down and fill up the truck because I think it's only got a quarter tank in it. Jordan becomes a new flashpoint, lacks missiles for an all-out war, the U.S. does. But don't worry, we have enough bombers. We have enough bombs. We have enough airplanes. And we got a couple aircraft carriers over there. We have no shortage of munitions, if that's the question. Let's see. Andrew Tate, the Tate brothers, arrested in Miami as they face 32 charges in the UK. Of course, this is on the timing of the two brothers arrested and set for extradition to the UK after the Crown Prosecution Service announced 32 more charges against the Tate brothers, Andrew and Kristen, this weekend. all charges connected with the alleged conduct that they say occurred between 2010 and 2017. Yeah, the thing is, the timing of this is kind of is it's a political procedural attack. Okay, they have a bunch of lawsuits going on, and it's these lawsuits are. This is effectively trying to get out of these lawsuits and to minimize the damage. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, he claims. Let's see. McBride says what's important to note here, despite all the horrible allegations against these guys, they have been traveling the world the past few years without incident. They have been making court appearances in Romania, not missed a single day. And we are going to trial in Florida, and it looks promising that we're going to win. The entire narrative collapses. So, the truth is, you do stupid shit, you abuse people, you use women. There's ways that can come back and bite you in the ass. In this case, I guess it's a kicking them squarely in the balls. Yeah, so the Tate brothers back in custody, I guess, and whatever. What else we got going down here? Republican midterm strategy, make it a hate election. Really? Democrats haven't made Trump derangement syndrome a hate phenomena yet. I'm just asking because, listen, the MK Ultra media, ABC, NBC, CBS, and I still say fake ass Fox News are all in the mix and are all literally part of the multimedia circle jerk that is used to bend the brains of people to manufacture compliance to whatever the government wants. Okay, it is sheer crazy. Okay, the claim that voting by non-citizens is rampant. The truth is, nobody knows for sure. The truth is that the 2020 election was a complete rig. Okay, the COVID scamodemic was the precursor to a stolen election, an election stolen by the CIA, by the intelligence services, and by those that are cooperating conspirators in the Democrat and Republican parties. The truth is, I think the system is scared shitless of these retarded socialists, okay? Because they make Democrats look so far the fuck out there that the mainstream has already totally rejected these fucking clowns, and that there's only some small enclaves, literally just like they brought in the Somalis in Minnesota, where you have the Somali community talks about how successful they are, how they're doing and all this other stuff, when the truth is 80% of the Somali community is on welfare. They're on welfare. Why? Well, let's start with, you have a fucking 3 or 4 shadow marriages within the system. You have the bastard man marrying one in public, and have 3 religious wives, all with fucking children from his loins. Then the 3 have the system raise the kids. The 80% of Somalis on welfare is easily explained by their fucking culture and by the system that they use to exploit the generosity of Americans and Westerners. And that's the truth that who was going to fucking say that? Nobody wants to say that. Nobody is going to be that honest. Nobody is going to say, look, it's the entire fucking culture. They're just, and the worst of it is, it's just like the Jews. The Jews do the same fucking thing, okay? So they can go carry their all fucking asses back to the fucking shit bowl that they fucking fell out of, okay? That's how I feel about it, okay? I mean, if you want to embrace Zionism, whether it's in the Islamic style or the retarded Jewish style, I don't give a fuck. But don't bring those ideas to U.S. government things. Student loan defaults hit record highs. Well, no shit, really? No screaming eagle shit. You know what else is at high in colleges and universities? Not the fucking students. They stoned to the bone. It's hard telling, okay? You know what the fraud? Not just a fraud tied to payments, COVID payments and stuff like that, right? Ghost students, okay? 9.5 million people, 1 in 5 federal student loan borrowers are in default, meaning that there are more than 9 months behind in their payments. Yeah. Everything that the government is doing today is turning to a grift. This is another reason why we need to end all of these programs. And I understand the consequences of ending fucking food stamps. I understand the consequences of ending Medicaid and Medicare, okay? But the safeguards within that system have been so fucking thrown out the window, there are none anymore. I mean, you would think that there is. As hard as as I have putting a couple people on to help Kim with her seizures and stuff, it's fucking nuts. You would think it'd be hard to defraud these places, but evidently, the more money you get, the bigger the fraud is. The more you can scam them out of. So yeah. I think we need to have a survey, not just in foreign welfare, and welfare for Israel, and don't tie the United States to the Israeli genocidal shithole motherfuckers. That's the truth that nobody wants to say, okay? So yeah. I mean, just like here at the very beginning of this show, the fucking chain armor. Chain diversity that is so great in the UK that farmers put a chain armor and on their sheep because their sheep are getting raped in the fields. Listen, if a wolf or a predator is attacking your sheep, I believe you have the right to execute it in the field, okay? And leave it lay there for warnings for other predators that might come along and assault your sheep, okay? Yeah. Let's see, presidential campaigns trying to start up Congressman Mark Kelly. Dude, pack it the fuck in, okay? He wants to know if he can translate goodwill to excitement for a presidential campaign. No, you can't. You're a piece of shit, motherfucker. You know, if it wouldn't be for you being married to Gabby and Gabby Giffords getting shot in the fucking head by some liberal crazy motherfucker that should have been in a fucking prison cell, you wouldn't be anywhere near an office of the fucking the peoples have, okay? So just go the fuck on. And what is it? Ossoff? Is it Ossoff in Georgia? That's right. He says, I'm gonna run for president. He's running for fucking grift, okay? All these motherfuckers, you know, you're gonna see a lot. You may even see Stacey Abrams run for president, because just like Hillary Clinton running for president, when you're almost under indictment, what do? You run for office. That way you can push it down the road at least till after the November election. And, you know, if you can push it a year and a half, 2 years out the way Hillary Clinton did, well, you know, you can win. It's just fucking nuts. It is. It's sheer fucking nuts, okay? Hey, what else we got rolling on here? Breakdown of the $655 million in the World Cup prize. That's right. Spain captured the top prize of $50 million. The runner-up, Argentina, got $33 million. Congratulations. I'm sorry about your taxes and the taxes on the taxes that are going to be on the taxes of the taxes that you spend your money on. Well, that's how it is, isn't it? Now we got kamikaze, we got drones that are lifting and dropping kamikaze ground bots as the drone battles and war automation accelerates. Speeds up to 80 kilometers an hour, weighing 7 kilograms, with a warhead is as a lightweight attributable. What would it be? It would be a shape charge of some kind. Be aware of what's coming on and what's really going on in Europe, in the Middle East. And I say in Europe, I mean Ukraine, right? Because, you know, most people are not going to have access to drones unless they make them themselves. I guess I should go over and pick up the rest of my neighbor's stuff and drone stuff and, learn how to make them a while. They're not that hard to make. It's just like building anything. You get a once you do it once or twice, it's easy peasy. It really is. Wow, Congresswoman says their homoerotic side of the Republican masculinity mania can no longer be ignored. Listen, it doesn't matter if you're a Republican or if you're a Democrat, okay? Listen, psychologically, people gravitate to what is a pleasure and what feels good. Everybody knows, should know and understand that, you can stimulate your asshole with a fucking pine cone. And you can be a happy camper. I'm not saying it's advisable. I'm not saying it's good for your hemorrhoids that are going to develop. I'm not saying it's moral. I'm just saying it is. I guess it's just like a woman that when you touch their clitoris, oh my, if it gets rubbed the right way, they get excited. I guess it's too much for a woman or anybody to physically understand. You rub a man's prostrate the right way, everybody gets excited. Doesn't mean you're gay. Doesn't mean you're whatever. It just means you're physical. You're a human being. That's why you have to think consciously. That's why you just can't listen and do and then let your subconscious take over. Or we would be doing and living all the songs that we've lived by in our days, in our rock and roll days, in our military days, and all these different days. We would be emulating a lot of that. And in fact, I think that's one way to get yourself to change a track. Listen to music that might inspire you to be better, to do something different. But remember, you're being played. Your brain is being bent by the best psychological operations that mankind has to offer. And even today in the digital world, that AI has to offer. So understand you are always under attack. Their veil is never lifted. Even when we call them fake news, even when we define them as a fake, phony, and fraudster journalists, they still have not relented. They cannot tell the truth, because if they tell the truth now, how quick do you think the past will catch up to them? Just as the Hillary Clinton clip earlier, where 2016 was rigged according to everybody but 2020 was a pristine whatever, okay? 2020 was the consummate overthrow. It was a continuation of the coup against President Trump. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, Revolution Radio. Be alive, be well, and be aware. That's what I would tell them over there. And I want you guys to know and understand that you're in a war. Info war, yeah. Prison planet, yeah. Psychological operations directed at us on a standard basis, day in and day out in America. So be aware. And when you see this stuff, look and say, we used to be a saying, is it live or is it Memorex? And I think you have to ask yourself, is it real? Or are they just humping my brainstem again? I think that's the real question, that we have to ask ourselves, and we have to stop, because our government will not stop. Our government will not stop its lies, because they have been successful. And the intelligence services that own and operate what goes on in the USA, they will tell you what to think and how to think, and they will tell you who not to think about. So remember that you are on the front lines. You're not in Ukraine, taking New World Order fire, okay? Or working for the New World Order, fighting Russians. You're on the front lines in America. And understand, in today's asymmetrical warfare around the world, there are no front lines, just as in nuclear war, with mutual assured destruction. With today's asymmetrical international worldwide warfare models, these asymmetric psychological operative models, we're being targeted. What they've done to the rest of the world, they're trying to do to me and you and America right now. I got a news flash for them. It's going to be painful. It's going to be painful for your fucking asses when you go down and the system is exposed and everybody rejects you. And that includes the National Socialist dumb bastards that will finally realize that the social masters of education are not about making you smarter, are not about making you better. It's about psychological mind control. They lied to you so they could brainwash you. That will end. God bless. Good day. And good luck. Thanks, everybody.